Hey guys, Karasif here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Henshin Pad DX Gashacon BugVisor from Kamen Rider Ex-Aid. This is the main weapon of Kamen Rider Genmu, as well as the Henshin device of the graphite BUGSTER, and it has 3 different modes. So this includes 2 things, the Gashacon BugVisor itself, and the grip part. So, let's get started. To start, we'll look at the Gashacon BugVisor in its default pad mode. So in this mode, you can see that it resembles a handheld game system, and has a color scheme very fitting of Kamen Rider Genmu, being mainly black and metallic purple, with some metallic red and metallic silver, as well as a slightly lighter shade of metallic purple on these parts. It also has a screen right here, and like all the other Gashacon weapons, an A and a B button. On both ends, you have either of the weapons for the 2 other modes, a Gashacon, or rather Gashat slot up here, activation button for the Gashats right there, release buttons here and here, the on-off switch right here. On the back, you've got the insertion ports for the grip part, the battery cover right here, takes 2 AAA batteries, and the speaker up here. So, switching on, like with the other Gashacon weapons, you'll get the name announcement. And as you can hear just there, it's a much more distorted and evil sounding voice for this weapon, which is fitting since it's used by the villains. So pressing the A button will give you the transformation standby. And this can be deactivated by pressing it again. Pressing the B button will give you a BUGSTER virus spreading sound. And pressing both at the same time will give you a noise sound. And in this case, it's referring to noise meaning electrical interference, which is also fitting for the BUGSTER virus being something that came from video games. This sound can also be activated by pressing and holding the A button and pressing the B button, or holding B and pressing A. So for the transformation, I'm going to need to bring in the grip part. Now this is a simple black grip that actually does fit pretty well even in my adult hand. And one thing to note is how to distinguish the front from the back, and the easy way to do that is just to know that the back side is the one that has the screw holes over here. So, for the transformation, press the A button, then attach it to the port right here. And there you get the transformation tune for the graphite BUGSTER, which is basically kind of a corrupted evil version of the transformation tune for the Kamen Rider's level 1 sounds. Now we have it in the beam gun mode, where it uses these 2 little nozzles to shoot out laser beams. Now you can actually get the mode change sound for that by releasing it using this button, then putting it back in. So in this mode, pressing the A button will give you a basic beam shooting sound, and pressing the B button will give you a special attack sound. Then we can detach it, flip it around, attach the grip to the other slot. Now we have it in chainsaw mode, where it uses this chainsaw right here to attack. You can see it is a little bit on the short side, but that's to keep the whole design pretty compact. At the same time, it's also pretty detailed, as you can actually see the chain going around the outside of the chainsaw, and even back here behind the B button. Now in this mode, the functions of the button are actually switched around, to whereas the B button gives you a basic chainsaw attack sound, and the A button will give you the special attack sound. Now, of note is that you can also attach it to the slot that will turn into the chainsaw mode for the transformation, as demonstrated here. And in either of these modes, pressing both buttons at once will just give the special attack sound. Being part of the Gashacon weapons series, the Gashacon BugVisor can of course be used with the rare Gashats, but as I've alluded to in my previous Genmu related reviews, it uses them in a bit of a different way. First off, it actually doesn't use the Gashats by having them surge facing forward, but rather facing backwards, like so. Just insert it into the slot like so. And you can see the image come through here. And to activate it, you press this switch right here. As you can see, it skipped any kind of level up announcement and just played the level up tune. So to release the Gashat, you press and hold this button, then pull it out. And for a second example, to get a better idea of what it's doing, I'll bring in Shakuriki Sports. So basically what that does is it activates a hidden function within the Gashats, wherein if you press and hold this switch, then press the activation switch, it skips the level up announcement and then just plays the level up transformation tune. Now the reason it does that is actually related to the switches back here. As you can see, there are a couple of different switches. Pressing and holding one of them will change it to the chainsaw mode. Then the other one turns it to beam gun mode. And the function of the Gashat slap here is actually related to what happens when you press both at the same time. That actually activates the same standby sound as if you were to press the A button while it's in pad mode. But that function is not yet something that's supposed to be used, as it's something that's going to be made possible with a later expansion kit, or expansion pack sort of add-on for the Gashacon BugVisor that's going to come near the end of the month. And for those of you who know about this and what it's going to do for the BugVisor, I don't want to see any spoiler comments in the comments section. If you do post a spoiler, I will just delete that comment because I prefer to keep my comments section spoiler free. And there we go. So overall, the Gashacon BugVisor is interesting as it is quite different from the other items in the Gashacon weapons series. Not only is this both a weapon and a transformation device, but it has the same sort of functions as the other Gashacon weapons, but it executes them in a different way, in that the mode changing doesn't actually change the form of the weapon itself, rather just adds a new part. And the way the mode changing works, it depends on the configuration of the two different parts. And in doing so, it also changes how the two buttons function, to where they work differently depending on what mode it's in. It's also interesting for being the only one that has extra hidden functions that are not meant to be used right out of the box, but instead for something that's going to come later on. And with that in mind, well, this is definitely a pretty cool pickup for right now. I can actually more recommend waiting on this a little bit and waiting for that extra expansion to come out, as there's going to be a set released which will have the Gashacon BugVisor as well as that expansion pack all rolled into one, so it'll get you all of the functions right out of the box. But whether or not you get it now or later, it's still a pretty fun pickup. So, next time I'll be reviewing Kamen Rider Laser from the Level Up Rider series. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and or a comment, and subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.